Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching this from, or good afternoon. I'll be making an analysis on the pound USD, 17th of April, 2024. So starting over on the weekly time frame, so we can see that we did break below this range. And for all of you who have been, supporting the channel, you know that I've been looking for sells, long-term sells. So I think this is good confirmation that, the sells are about to continue, hopefully. So yeah, we can see we broke off last week with a bearish candle. And this week, I think we're making a sort of retracement to maybe continue the sells. Going over to the daily time frame, I think we can see this slightly more clearer now. Yes, today we have some bullish pressure over here, which I think is now the retracement. Just taking over my fib retracement tool, we can see that we have a level here. This 38.2 looks to be ideal for me to now continue taking sells. I think it's a good zone because this is also where the support zone of the range was. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking for, maybe to take sells from that zone over there. And also maybe if you might be wondering why I have this trend line over here, this is just for guidance. This is just for me to, start seeing where the price can react around this level. And in case you're wondering why I have it here instead of here, it's because on the weekly time frame, let me just go back again. On the weekly time frame, we have this wick, and so that's why I pushed my trend line in. I hope I'm making sense. Yeah. So that's why I have my trend line on this previous swing point here instead of that one. I hope it makes sense. So going over to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so now I can see, we have some bullish pressure today, which is good because I think now it's starting to show signs of a pullback. I'll be watching that zone, obviously, and then now, hopefully, if I get proper confirmation here of bearish pressure, I'll be looking for sells either from there, or if not from there, maybe let's see another point. 38.2, now there's the 50% also around here, which will be around the trend line. Yeah, so this zone will be ideal for me. If you watched my previous video, which was from the Monday analysis, then you know that I was hoping for a retracement. It was here. I was hoping for a retracement to come back to the 38.2, but then you can see it reacted at the 23.6 fib level. Now, I wasn't too comfortable taking sells from here because I still believe that we should probably finish up this move before taking sells. But this was an opportunity on Monday or Tuesday. I think if you got sells here, that was pretty good. So just going over to the 1-hour time frame now. So yeah, maybe just to see it clearer. I have a mini trend line over here. This is just a mini trend line that I put for the 1-hour time frame. And we can see now that we've sort of broken above, heading over to that level over there. Now, as I said, I'm an intraday trader, so I try to look for one trade a day. Now for today, I would hope to look for the buy, the short-term buy. 60 pips is what I normally target. Then look for sells. However, this candle here is too big for me, so I cannot enter here and try to look for a buy here. That risk and reward ratio does not even make sense to me. So what I do in this sort of situation, let me give you a little, a hint or a trick that I do. Because it has confirmed that there is bullish pressure and it might head over to over here, sometimes what I do is I scale down to the 15-minute time frame. And then what I do is, because I can see that in the 15, we have this impulsive move and it is about to retrace, obviously, because price has to come down. And we can see that we do have a level here around the 61 or 50% fib. And also, if I put on my moving averages, there is potential for price to come back down here. So what I normally do is I try to get a better entry using the smaller time frame, because only if the 1 hour has closed though, then I will wait for it to hopefully come down here and then I will take my buy. And I like to at least have 30 pips for my stop loss and then target 60 pips or 45 for a 1:5. I'll also put my alert. So what I do is sometimes I get my alert and then I have a cold. So I just put my alert here and then I move it to where I think price might bounce off of. So around this level here would be ideal. If price does end up coming back to this level, I will be alerted and then I will take my trade, hopefully pushing up now, but only when the 1 hour candle closes. We have 11 minutes for it to close. It's still shooting up, but I would like for it to trace down a bit for a better entry, better risk to reward, and then I will take my trade. I hope that makes sense. I didn't want to talk too much. All right, so just going over to the calendar today, we have Wednesday, this is East African time, so we have some news at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, Thursday, we have 3:30 p.m. USD, and on Friday, 9 a.m. East African time, we have retail sales. So I'll be on the lookout for that because, yeah, I didn't take any trade, but the opportunity that was there on Monday was this one. I think this was pretty, I think this was pretty cool, but I didn't take it because, yeah, as I said, I didn't like this movement. But yeah, this was pretty cool. 1:2 solid. I think that was something. But yeah, I'll now be hoping now to take this buy, and then I'll look for sells. So I hope I made sense there. That is my analysis for today. Just hoping where to get there and then take the trade there. Oh, I haven't gone over to the dollar. Oh, my bad. Okay, so just going over to the dollar here, just very quickly, we can see that now maybe the dollar wants to retrace. We pushed up, we passed this previous swing point, and now we might be going down. This is the daily time frame. So if I take my fib level, I think a potential area would probably be this zone over here, which is also the 61.8% fib level. So yeah, that's my forecast maybe for the dollar, and then continue pushing up. So there we go. I didn't want to make this video too long. Have a nice day and stay tuned for the next video. Bye-bye.